From seeing art, to buying art, to eating art, to making art. There is so much stuff to do here at the Epcot International Festival of the Arts. There is no way you can pack it all into one day. That's why we're doing this video, to show you everything there is to do so you can decide what you want to prioritize when you're here for the festival. Let's go do it. Hi ho everybody, this is Rob with Ear Scouts coming to you from our third day here at the Epcot International Festival of the Arts. We have been doing this festival for 3 days now because there is so much to pack in. The main thing we've been doing these last 2 days though is eating, because there is so much delicious food on offer at this festival. A lot of people think of the Food and Wine Festival when they think of a good festival for eating, but actually Festival of the Arts is my favorite for food. The reason for that is the food offerings here are a lot more creative and inventive. There's more unusual flavor combinations, and I just love how beautifully everything is plated for this festival. But there's so much more than food. There's interactive art exhibits, you can meet artists that are visiting from around the world, and of course there's a ton, I mean a ton of artists who specialize in Disney content. So if you're looking for some Disney magic to hang on your walls back home, this is definitely the place to pick it up. You're gonna find tons of stuff to do in all the countries of the World Showcase, as well as up here at the front of the park. We got a lot to cover, so let's get going. For our first stop, we're gonna head into World Nature, and surprisingly, there is not a lot going on for Festival of the Arts in World Nature. The reason I say that's surprising is because this is actually the home of Figment's ride, Journey into Imagination, and Figment is basically the mascot of Festival of the Arts. So you would definitely expect there to be a lot of festival goings on here, but not this year. Don't worry though, if you're a huge Figment fan, he's basically got his own pavilion over at Odyssey. We're gonna check that out in a little bit. But first, I think the perfect way to start our Festival of the Arts day is a ride on the Journey into Imagination with Figment. Let's go do it.
This is one of our discoveries, the Figment of Imagination.
Strangely enough, there is nothing going on for Festival of the Arts at Imageworks, which seems so weird. It's like the perfect place to put something, but nothing going on there this year. There is, however, a special treat for longtime fans of Imageworks. If you're a fan of the old version, there is a blast from the past waiting for you over at the Figment section in the Odyssey Pavilion. We'll check that out a little bit later in the video. As you head out of World Nature, going up towards Port of Entry at World Showcase, you'll find an installation on one of the many walls that are up here at Epcot. If you've been to Epcot recently, you know what I'm talking about. This park is full of walls right now, but they did use this particular construction wall to do what they're calling drawing on inspiration. They just got some different artists to contribute pieces to put on display here. And if you like what you see, you can actually purchase these works at the different festival galleries around the park. Our next stop is World Discovery. This is basically on the other side of Spaceship Earth, where you're gonna find Guardians of the Galaxy, Mission Space, Test Track. It's also the location where we're gonna find our very first food studio, Moderne, and it's the first stop on the wonderful walk of colorful cuisine. If you've seen these Epcot videos before with the festivals, you know there's always some sort of a stroll or walk where you're going to collect stamps in your festival passport. The idea is when you buy select menu items at select food studios, they will give you a stamp here on the wonderful walk of colorful cuisine. Once you collect all of those stamps, you can redeem it for a special treat. This time it's over at Deco Delights in the entrance of World Showcase. It's important to note that with Wonderful Walk of Colorful Cuisine, there are more treats available than there are stamps. So you can choose which treats you want to make part of your wonderful walk. We're going to give you reviews in this video of all the different items that are on that wonderful walk so you can choose which ones you want to pick when you're here. But it's time to get started with the very first stamp. Let's head on over to Moderna. The other big thing you got to do when you're here at World Discovery is head into Figment's Inspiration Station. It is at the Odyssey Pavilion. If you're not sure what that is, it's that kind of modern looking building that's on the water between World Discovery and World Showcase. Here at Figment's Inspiration Station, you're gonna find some delicious Figment themed treats. They're all very rainbow colored and exciting. I've got to be honest, I did not have high hopes for this food. I thought it was just gonna be sugary and not so great, but spoiler alert, freeze-dried Skittles are one of my new favorite things ever. They are amazing. Gotta try it while you're here. There's also a wonderful walk of colorful cuisine item here. Also inside, if you're a longtime fan of Imageworks and you remember those old school pin tables, you know, where you stick your hand up and you see it through the pins, those have been refurbished and brought here. They are on display yet again. You can play with them just like you did when you were a little kid. The other things you can do here, you can get that infamous Figment popcorn bucket. It is sold here. Last year for the festival, people waited in line for like 3 hours for that popcorn bucket. This year you can just get it on mobile order and pick it up at the Inspiration Station. There's also a gallery inside. Wonderground has their gallery here this year. So if you loved some of that art you saw on the wall over in World Discovery, you can actually purchase it here at the Wonderground Gallery. Well, we got a lot to go check out. Let's head inside. Our next stop is World Celebration. This is that area at the front of the park, kind of inside the monorail track, and there is a ton of stuff to do for the festival here. I think the reason for that is you see the walls behind me back there? That's where they're actually building what is going to be the new home to all festivals. It's going to be kind of a festival garden, and it'll be the epicenter of festival activity. They're kind of preparing for that by moving a lot of the activities close to this area. So this is where you're going to find the chalk art gallery, where they have visiting artists who create amazing chalk art displays on that walkway that goes into World Showcase. There's also a kids chalk area that used to be in a different area, but they moved it over here next to the chalk art gallery, which I think is nice. You'll also find the first of the Artful Photo Ops here. These are cool, sort of Instagrammable displays that you can step into and become a piece of famous art. If you've ever wanted to become part of a Van Gogh painting, this is the spot where you can do it. The other thing you can do here in World Celebration that is a must-do is the expression section. If you've ever done one of those paint-by-number activities when you were a kid, this is like the world's largest paint-by-number. You're gonna head over to the booth and they'll give you a little cup of paint with a number on it. When you get to the mural, you're just basically gonna paint the squares that have that number on them, and at the end of the day, hopefully there will be a completed masterpiece for you to see, and you can check out the little part that you made of it. Later in the video, we'll see how the mural is looking. One thing that's really important about these activities, like the kids' chalk art and the expression section, is they don't actually go on all day long. They have specified times that they run. These times are generally the same every day, but they can change. So what I recommend doing, go into your My Disney Experience app. On that main kind of home screen, if you scroll almost all the way to the bottom, you're going to find a section for the Epcot Festival of the Arts. Tap on into there. You can find all kinds of information about the festival, but most importantly, you'll see the hours of the different activities and shows that you might want to check out while you're here. While you're here in World Celebration, make sure you head back behind the Creation Shop because there's a lovely little art garden back here. There's several artists set up. They're doing everything from paintings to sculptures to furniture design. There's a lot of cool stuff happening back here. If you're a big fan of Disney art, there is a lot of Disney stuff, but there's also some cool nature art as well. Definitely one of my favorite things to do at this festival is check out all the amazing art. And if you see something you cannot live without, there's a good chance the artists themselves can sign it for for you. Many of the artists are here at the festival. They'll have different signing schedules. If they're not there when you want to buy the art, you can actually go ahead and purchase it and leave it at the booth and then come back during the signing. You can also have the art shipped to you at home. We have finally made it to the World Showcase, but before we start eating and drinking our way around the world, there's actually a lot to check out up here near Port of Entry. You've got the World Showcase Plaza stage where there's some great shows to see. There's also some really great art galleries up here where you can pick up some cool pieces of Disney and nature art. And then of course, there's more delicious food to try. Let's start by checking out all the delicious food studios. Up here near Port of Entry, you'll find a couple of great art booths. There's Simone Amaduzzi, who comes every single year. They have fabulous nature photography. And then there's one of my personal favorites. Rob Kaz has his booth set up here. There's two booths that I love checking out every single year. One of them is Rob Kaz. If you're a big fan of art that combines great Disney characters with classic Disney Parks attractions, Rob Kaz is a booth you are going to want to check out. We are about to make our way into World Showcase, but we have one last stop here at World Showcase Plaza. So this is that main plaza stage area that you'll find between Disney Traders and Port of Entry. This is one of the two main stages for the festival. You can find 3 different shows that happen here throughout the day. So there is Art Defying Gravity. It's kind of like a cross between gymnastics and modern dance. It is absolutely a feat of human strength. There's also a series of live musicians that will appear here throughout the day. And third, there is a show called Visual Art in Performance, where you'll see a Disney artist create a Disney character in a flash up on the stage, and they will put on quite a show while they do it. It is finally time to eat and drink our way around the world, and we are starting here in Canada, where there is not one but 2 spots to get some delicious treats to eat. First off is the official Canada Pavilion food studio, that is Gourmet Landscapes. But also here you will find Refreshment Port, which serves delicious poutine all year round, but they have a special festival poutine for all the festivals, so we definitely got to check that out. This is of course a pavilion legendary for its natural beauty, lots of artistic inspiration to be found here. But if you're looking for some art to take home with you, what you'll find here in this pavilion is actually art from the Star Wars universe. If you want to have Grogu on your wall when you come back home from Festival of the Arts, Canada Pavilion is where you're going to find it. Let's go check it all out. Next stop is the UK Pavilion, Unfortunately, there is no food studio for this festival in the UK. This is one of those festivals where they leave UK out of the food fun. I don't know why they do that. But what they did not leave the UK out of are the not one, but two scavenger hunts you can do at this festival. So the first scavenger hunt and the main scavenger hunt is Figment's Brush with the Masters. The idea behind this is that Figment has invaded masterpieces from around the world. You're going to go to each country in the World Showcase, find the masterpiece from that nation that Figment has invaded, and then you will match that masterpiece sticker with the map on the front. If you find all of these, you can turn it in at Disney Traders or World Traveler for a special surprise. We'll let you know what that is when we find out at the end of this video. This map costs $9.99, although you can get discounts if you're an annual pass holder or DVC member. It's a fun bonus thing that you can do. All the festivals have these, but what all the festivals do not have is a second scavenger hunt. The second scavenger hunt at Festival of the Arts is called Chock Full of Character. You will find adorable chalk drawings of Disney characters hidden all around the park, not just in the World Showcase. For Chock Full of Character, we found 4 different chalk drawings here in the UK Pavilion. That is the most we found at any country of the World Showcase. So we'll let you know if we find another country with more, but I think UK is the winner for Chock Full of Character. Next stop is La France, the epicenter of the culinary arts in the World Showcase. Let's go check out l'art de la cuisine française. The next stop in the World Showcase is, of course, Morocco, but before we get to Morocco, there is a stop in between. As with last year's Festival of the Arts, Disney has added a food studio dedicated to the movie Encanto. It is called Vibrante and Vivido Encanto Cocina. It is food inspired by the movie Encanto and, of course, the nation of Colombia where that movie is set. We're gonna go see if the food is as tasty as it was last year. Also, while we're here, there are a couple of festival arts booths to check out, so we'll do that as well. Next stop is Morocco, which is always one of my favorite countries in the World Showcase for food. Seriously, if you do not get something to eat when you go through Morocco, you are missing out, my friends. Last year, this had one of my favorite dishes in all the festival, carrot 3 ways, and it is back. So let's try it out and see if it's as good as it was last year. Also, on your way out of Morocco, don't miss the Noah Fine Art booth, especially if you're a fan of not just Disney art, but art of Walt Disney himself. This is one of the few booths that has some really great portraiture of Walt Disney, in addition to, of course, some great Disney classic characters. Konnichiwa from the Japan Pavilion, home of the Goshiki Food Studio. What I love about this particular food studio is that you can actually get a wooden cup of sake and they will personalize it with your name in Japanese characters, which is super cool. So this is my name, Rob, in Japanese characters, and on the back it has today's date, and that apparently says Epcot in Japanese there at the bottom. Also here at the Japan Pavilion, you will find Have to Paint. If you're a big fan of paintings involving wine or cats, or especially wine and cats, then Have to Paint is the booth you want to check out. But first, let's go check out some of the delicious food from Goshiki. We are halfway through the World Showcase here at the American Adventure Pavilion, and there is so much festival stuff to do here. First off, there's the Animation Academy, which we're gonna do in just a little bit over here at the America Gardens stage. They're gonna teach us how to draw a Disney character. It's very similar to the one that happens over at Rafiki's Planet Watch in Animal Kingdom, but there you'll exclusively draw animal characters, whereas here they're kind of opening it up to the whole world of Disney characters. Yesterday they were drawing Stitch, so I'm excited to see who we are going to learn to draw today. There's also a ton of stuff to eat here at the American Adventure Pavilion. There's the Artist Table, which is the official food studio, but you can also get festival treats at the Funnel Cake Shop and over here at Joffrey's. And last but certainly not least, there is Disney on Broadway, which is the big nighttime show that happens here. It's also over at the America Garden stage where Animation Academy happens. We're gonna do that later tonight, but I did wanna mention, if you don't want to wait in line and you want to get a really good seat, you can do what's called the dining package for Disney on Broadway. You'll find it just with all of the other restaurant reservations in the app. But what happens with this is you'll book the reservation, you'll get to go eat at whichever restaurant you choose, and then when it's time for the show, there'll be a special section reserved just for you. You don't have to wait in the long line, and you're going to get the best seats in the house. I don't think this is necessary to see this show, honestly. You can actually kind of come up at the last minute and still get pretty decent seats for this one. But if you don't want to wait at all and you want to get the best seats, dining package might be the way to go. Now let's go draw a Disney character and try some of the delicious food on offer here at the American Adventure. Let's go do it.
How are we doing today? A little bit about me is that I am a concept artist and illustrator at Disney Live Entertainment with Walt Disney Imagineering. The base shape for May's head is a circle. She's got a really cute big smile. Awesome! So cute! Oh my gosh, you guys did so well!
Next stop is the Italy Pavilion, where for some reason the food studio is a little disappointing. I don't know why, because honestly Italy has some of the best food in the entire world, and yet you talk to bloggers and folks about it who come to these festivals a lot and they'll tell you Italy usually disappointing. Hopefully this year is going to break that cycle. Maybe there's going to be some delicious food on offer. Also here in Italy Pavilion, you're going to find Thomas Kincaid Studios. He's actually got two different tents here. There's one here in Italy and there's another next door in Germany. Mr. Kincaid, of course, sadly did pass away, but there are 6 artists that still paint in his style and they sell their works through his studio. The ones that are on offer here are going to be mainly Disney focused, so Disney parks, Disney characters. If you've always wanted a Thomas Kincaid piece to hang on your wall, Italy Pavilion and also Germany could be the place to pick it up. Here in Germany, you'll find Pastoral Palette, which is always a very popular food booth at Festival of the Arts. The other thing I wanted to mention is right next to Pastoral Palette, you can meet Snow White. You can see her here behind me greeting folks. Also notice there's a little portrait there beside her. All of the character meet and greets that happen during Festival of the Arts, they'll have a little painting there, so it just adds a little artistic flair to your photo from your meet and greet experience here at Festival of the Arts. Now let's go dig in some food at Pastoral Palette. Over here at Refreshment Outpost, they do have a festival offering, but my favorite thing to do over this way is check out the art of Greg and Nat McCullough. So the McCullough Art Gallery is here every year. Much like Rob Kaz, who I mentioned earlier, these are two of my favorite artists that come to Festival of the Arts. They also do Disney character art and Disney parks art, but the thing that makes them kind of special, they will put in tons of hidden Mickeys or references to other attractions in their paintings. You can really spend hours finding all those hidden Easter eggs. Our next stop is the China Pavilion, where you'll find the food studio, The Painted Panda. Let's go check out some of the festival treats on offer from China. Our next stop is Norway. Sadly, no food studio available in Norway this year, but the artist Larry Dotson is showing his work at the Fjording. We're not allowed to show it to you because he doesn't like filming in the booth, but if you're a big fan of Disney resorts, maybe you would like to bring home a painting of your favorite Disney resort or park spot. All of his paintings are very serene and peaceful, and most of them feature scenes from Disney parks and resorts. Last but certainly not least, we have arrived at one of my favorite pavilions for eating. We're here at the Mexico Pavilion, where they have the food studio El Artista Hambriento. Let's go check out some of this year's Mexican festival treats. It's almost time for us to head back to the American Adventure Pavilion for Disney on Broadway, but first I wanted to head here into Creation Shop and show you some of the cool festival merchandise that's on offer. However, if you wanted to have a completely free festival souvenir and you wanted to maybe budget your festival day, this can be a great way to do it. All of the different festivals here at Epcot offer these wristlets that have a gift card attached. The only catch is you have to put at least 15 bucks on the gift card, but there's no extra charge to have this guy. It's super convenient, and it's a great way to budget how much money you want to spend when you're here at the festival. Now let's go check out some of the cool merch you can buy with this little gift card. I ended up getting the Figment shirt, but the one souvenir I really want from this festival, there is a beautiful tiki room painting by Rob Kaz. I feel like I need that on my wall. Plus, he's over there signing right now, so I think I'm gonna go do it. We have finally finished the wonderful walk of colorful cuisine. We've gotten all of our stamps, and now we're gonna go get our completer treat here at Deco Delight. This year's completer treat was not bad. The cookie was actually the same as last year, but I think it was a little tastier. Usually these completer treat cookies kind of taste like the sugar cookie you get at your local supermarket, but this one was a solid step up. I feel like this was Starbucks iced sugar cookie quality. The smoothie, on the other hand, was it kind of tasted more like a Kool-Aid smoothie than a fruit smoothie. There was a lot of artificial flavor, a lot of sugar for sure. So if you're not a fan of super sweet things, you might not love the smoothie, but hey, it's basically something you get at no extra charge for doing the wonderful walk, so why not give it a try? Now, of course, comes the ultimate question, is it worth it? Should you do the wonderful walk of colorful cuisine? I always love doing these things. I think it's a fun little activity. It's nice to get the little stamps, and it's like you're collecting something as you go around the World Showcase. But I think it's probably only worth it if the food that's on offer for the Wonderful Walk looks really appetizing to you. If you'd rather try some of the other treats, I wouldn't say it's worth doing just to get that cookie and smoothie, because they were fine, but they weren't anything to write home about. Well, night has fallen here at the American Adventure Pavilion, which means it is time for Disney on Broadway at the America Gardens Theater. If you've never seen this show before, it's going to feature 2 stars from Disney Broadway shows or other big Disney musical productions from around the world. The show changes up from night to night depending on who the cast is. Tonight's cast includes stars from Tarzan and Newsies, so I guess we're going to hear some songs from those shows while we're here. The one thing that is for certain, though, if you're a fan of musical theater, especially Disney musical theater, then this is the perfect way to end your Festival of the Arts evening. Let's go check it out.
And now, please welcome the stars of Disney on Broadway's Newsies and Tarzan, Carol Lindsay and Karen Massey.
Out there, strolling by the sand, taste a morning out there like ordinary men. Now that I know you believe in me,
Just so happens that we just might win. So whatever happens, let's begin.
Well, we have finished finding Figment all around World Showcase, which means it is time to turn in our map here at World Traveler and find out what we got for our trouble. Let's go check it out. So here are our options. Adorable paint by number figures. There's Figment and Minnie and Goofy and Mickey. I think we're gonna have to go with Figment. All right, we are back here at the expression section, and right there, that spot between the eyes, I'm pretty sure that is my contribution to the masterpiece. I think it looks pretty darn good, honestly. Well, that is almost the end of our day here at the Epcot International Festival of the Arts. There is one more thing I'm going to leave you with, and that is the adorable Figment show that is projected on Spaceship Earth. We'll leave you with footage of that, but I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. I hope you figured out all the things that you want to do when you're here at Epcot for Festival of the Arts. If you did, please be sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and ring that bell so you'll be notified whenever new videos come out. Until next time, don't forget to think happy thoughts, everybody. We'll see you again real soon. Now let's check out that Figment show.
I bet use imagination to discover all kinds of new things. Of course. It is your team.